Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chat from a Hat. I am your host, Josh Brown, along with my co-host,
Caleb Luther.
Now, if it sounds like I'm irritated, it's because I am. We have now tried this twice, and we're going to try it a third time. If it doesn't work this time, you ain't getting an episode this week.
Because they'll never know about this.
Exactly. No, they're going to get this. And guess what's going to happen? You ain't going to get another episode until we get some sound equipment that fucking works. Caleb, we were talking about how you owe me money.
For the podcast.
For the podcast. And
we don't
the
make
monthly
money.
subscription that we pay in order to do our podcast. Yeah, and you're right. We don't make money off the podcast because we don't have sponsors and we don't ask for sponsors and we don't go out looking for them and whatever. If anything, Peyton Media is a sponsor, but that doesn't count because... You are my wife! You are expected to support me like I support you!
This is a broken man.
There's a broken man in here. A man that is fighting for his life and just wants to do his episode.
But I do owe money.
You cut what? You cut your pajama pants. How did you do that? Thank you, Gary. Hey, Gary, guess what you did? You caused Nancy to cut her pajama pants because all you want is those stupid fucking G's on the back of your jacket. Fuck you, Gary. All right. So.
Yeah, I do owe money.
Yeah, Caleb owes money.
Then I was trying to do a gesture, be like, I'll pay for your Dollywood ticket later in the year. Then I don't know, it was a whole thing. One way or another, the money's coming.
Folks, I've heard the money's coming for a year now.
Burgers on the table.
Burgers on the table.
Something's happened. Something's gonna happen.
Something's gonna happen.
And this is the third time I've been teasing that there's a surprise in this episode, which is Will Ferrell movies is what we picked.
Yes, yes. I know. Usually we go through a lot of whatever we've done through the week.
We can't do it now.
We're not doing
too
it because
annoyed.
I'm not.
We're too annoyed.
I don't care enough.
We're probably gonna jump into it. But first, before I give the big reveal, we're gonna take a break.
We're gonna take a breaky
because this hasn't been very long.
And we're going to find out.
We're going to find out if this has worked. So far, so good.
So far, so good. It has worked.
It's working now.
It is working now.
We still will take frequent breaks.
We're going to take frequent breaks, probably after every 2 or 3 movies. And guess what? If you all don't like it, turn the episode off. I don't care. I do not care. I am a man that is on a mission to get this fucking done. Caleb, surprise. What is it?
The surprise. Okay, so the surprise is just something that we've never done on an episode before.
Oh, that just makes it even better because I have no idea what the hell we're doing.
Exactly. So. And you know what? I don't have much either. But I think there's some episodes where you got to go with what's hot. You know what's not hot right now? A Will Ferrell movie ranking. It ain't hot. I got my ranking right here.
Okay.
Nobody wants to hear it. It's lame. It's going to be a boring episode. So we got to go with what's hot right now. And the hot thing is the Apple Top 100 albums that were just ranked.
Okay.
So
you were spurring this on. So we talked about this.
I talked about it. I sent it to you. I was like, hey, we should come up with our own top 10. Not our favorite, but what we think are the top 10 best. Because there was a few on the Apple
like the top 10, like the top 10 albums of all time.
Yes.
That's not enough though.
We could almost
10 is not enough.
It depends because I'm going to go through most of these albums on Apple's and pick and choose. Like, well, this one's staying maybe. This one's definitely gone.
Okay.
So if we get to 20, that's one way.
Okay.
But I found this to be way more interesting than a Will Ferrell ranking episode.
Fine.
You know what I mean? Don't you think so? And this is something that you don't have to be like well prepared for because I got all the stuff in front of me here.
Okay.
We can just start like ranking stuff and be like, well, this is going on 100%.
Okay, go.
We can get going.
Go through the 100.
So the number one was the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Start from the bottom and go up.
No way.
Why?
No way. No, we got to start from the top. You got to start from the top. Dude.
Can't start from the top. You got to go from 100 to 1.
No, you got to because this isn't us going through apples. This is us picking ours.
That's what I'm saying.
So you want to start at the top. You want to start at the top?
Oh, I thought that we were putting. Oh, I thought. I thought we were putting albums that they didn't put in.
No. We're doing our own rankings. So some of them might be these albums.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. See, I thought because there are some albums to me not because they're my personal favorite albums, but I think they're missing.
I do too.
Some records.
I do. No, I agree with you.
So yeah,
but I think there are some that.
Sure. Go ahead.
So number 1 was The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I thought it was a safe pick. It's hard to dislike that album.
You see, here's the thing: I've never heard that record.
I just re-listened to it this week. It is very good.
I've never heard the record.
It's a really good mishmash of hip hop, R&B, soul, jazz. It's really good. It wouldn't be my pick. I would not even have it in the top 10.
It's a critical darling, and it always has been a critical darling because I've looked at that record a few times. You know what I mean? I've looked at that record quite a few times, like on Wikipedia and stuff like that, and always took the notion to listen to it, but I just never have.
It's aged very well.
Well, I mean, it's probably something I should listen to at some point.
I think it's hard to not like it. But
I would
personally.
Let's keep it to the side for right now.
I'll put it at number 1 right now.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean anything because I don't have anything else listed here.
Okay. Now's where we need like a whiteboard to so I could see these albums too. So hold on. Let me get our whiteboard. I got the whiteboard.
Okay. The whiteboard. God, I hope this is recording.
Breaky poo. So, Miseducation of Lauryn is number 1.
We're keeping it around.
It's number 1. Well, it's number 1 by default. Number 1 by default.
Next on the list was number 2 was Thriller by Michael Jackson. We'll move that to number 1 for now.
That is number 1 for now.
We'll move it to number 1 for now because you never know. I personally like Off the Wall more. I think it's a better album.
My thing about it is I've heard Thriller, so to me, Thriller has to take number 1 just
for now,
based on that for now. But at the same
about to get passed
time,
up.
At the same time, though, I think Thriller has some throwaway tracks. I've always said that Thriller has 1 or 2.
You know, a narrative I've seen lately is that a lot of people discrediting "The Girl Is Mine," and I think I love it.
"The Girl Is Mine" is a great song.
I love it,
but compared to the rest of the things that's on Thriller, doesn't fit with Thriller.
I mean,
so I would honestly put that song
Human Nature
off of Thriller. I think
Off the Wall is a better album.
I think that song would have fit better on Off the Wall.
It's more
than Thriller.
It's more of a yacht rock jazzy kind of song.
Yep. Yeah. So yes, Thriller's number 1 for right now.
But even though I like Off the Wall more, Thriller would, if we're looking at like an objective ranking, it would be more likely. Next is the new number 1, which is Abbey Road by the Beatles. I'll have a hard time putting something else at 1, but if you can try to convince me of something else.
Okay. So sure, Abbey Road's number 1. It's fine.
I mean, it's a perfect album. I think it's the best album. Well, I think it's not my favorite album of all time, but I do think it could be widely considered the best album of all time.
I think it has some throwaway songs on it, but that's just me. I do.
Joshua.
I think Octopus's Garden, Maxwell's Silver Hammer. I think you could take those off.
I like Octopus's Garden.
I do think the songs too.
I do think Maxwell's Silver Hammer is the weakest.
I like the song. I do like the songs too, but if I'm looking at it from an album perspective,
an album doesn't have to have all like. Not every song has to be great for an album to be the best album. Because when you look at when you look at the bulk of the track list, it legitimately has 4 to 5 of the greatest songs ever written.
Sure.
And you can't say that about many albums. I don't think.
Agree.
You agree with that?
I would agree.
Next we have Purple Rain. It probably stay on there, right?
I would move Purple Rain to number 2.
Above Thriller.
Yes.
But I wouldn't though.
Here's why I would.
Nancy?
Here's why I would. Hold on. Here's why I would. Prince is a much more talented artist. He can play any instrument that you put in front of him, and he played a lot of the instruments on that album.
But is it a better album?
Did Michael Jackson do that though?
I don't care.
But
the movie.
It's got nothing to do with the movie. It's got nothing to do with the movie.
It's the album.
But okay, so let's look at it objectively. Okay.
Okay.
Thriller had Billie Jean, Beat It, Want to Be Starting Something.
Pretty Young Thing.
Was that the other single?
PYT. Well, Human Nature is a single, is it not?
Okay, and it's got Human Nature. Fine. Purple Rain has Purple Rain, which is widely regarded as...
it's the only... That and When Doves Cry are the only...
Let's Go Crazy.
None of those...
Computer Blue, Darling Nikki, those are...
Computer Blue is nowhere near as recognizable as a Beat It or Thriller, though. I would even say a Pretty Young Thing.
I don't know about that.
And the first track on the album has become while not wasn't initially a huge song, it has become one of Michael Jackson's more. I can't remember the name of it.
What is it now? What are you
First
talking
song
about?
on the album on Thriller.
Want to be starting something?
Yeah, okay, want to be starting something. See, that's
Yeah.
a big song.
I'm
But yet again,
looking at it. I'm looking at it though from the perspective of.
I don't look at popularity.
I'm not. I mean, I'm looking at it from the perspective of too. It's
I like Michael Jackson songs more.
It's got to be.
we can put Prince. I'm not saying that'll stay
Okay,
at
I'll tell you
number
what.
two,
I'll tell you what. We will put that. We'll put Purple Rain at 3.
We can put it 2 if you want.
No, we'll put it at 3.
Okay.
We'll put it at 3. We'll put Purple Rain at 3, and we'll come back to it. If nothing knocks it down any further than that, then we'll come back to Michael Jackson.
Because we're not going to be spending
Prince.
that much time on all these albums. Some of these are like this next one's immediately going to be skipped because I like the next album.
Yes.
Take a break.
Oh yeah, take a break, poo.
We'll take a break because yeah.
Done 4 albums.
Okay, so the next album.
The next album we can just almost immediately pass up. I like it, but it's Frank Ocean's Blonde. I don't know why it's in here. It's good, but it's very recent.
I've never listened to it.
It's number 5.
Yes. Yeah, number
and
5
I really like Blonde, but it's almost
I
almost
have never heard
it's
it.
almost too avant-garde and too long. And there are some throwaway tracks, but so no, it's not.
I've never heard it. So
I like
can't.
Frank Ocean, but no. Next one is Songs in the Key of Life of Stevie Wonder. Out of all these so
Number
far,
2.
This is my number 2 right
Number
now.
2.
No doubt.
Number 2.
Yeah, it is an impressive.
Because I look at it from the perspective of this, and this is. And I'm not saying this against. I'm not saying anything against Michael Jackson or Prince, but Stevie Wonder. Without Stevie Wonder, we would not have Michael Jackson or Prince. We would not have either one.
Yeah.
So the way I look at it, just from a legacy standpoint alone,
Yeah.
and not to mention that Songs in the Key of Life is one
Incredible.
of the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
albums of all time.
It's amazing.
So it's number 2 without.
Okay, next.
So hold on, wait. So does that move
That would move Thriller to 3, Purple Rain
to 4, and Miseducation Lauryn Hill to 5? Okay.
Lauryn Hill's at 5.
Okay.
So next one was one that a head scratcher to me was "Good Kid, Mad City" by Kendrick Lamar. You had "To Pimp a Butterfly" right there, and they just willfully chose to not put it on the list. Like that Travis, what's his name? Travis
Scott.
Travis Scott album Astroworld is on here, but "To Pimp a Butterfly" isn't. So I make the argument.
Wait a minute. To Pimp a Butterfly didn't even make the list?
No, it's not even on here. It's not even on here.
Apple, are you fucking high?
But Astroworld.
But Astroworld
Yeah, like
is?
'98, yeah. So,
God.
and "Good Kid, Mad City's good, but it's not "To Pimp a Butterfly." I'd move "To Pimp a Butterfly" immediately to number 5 right here.
Okay.
Because
So Miseducation
I think-
Lauryn Hill goes to 6?
I think a lot of people do consider it to be the greatest hip hop album of all time. It's my favorite hip hop album of all time. It should have been in the top 20
Yeah.
at the very least. Okay. Next,
So-
we've
Oh
got
no, are
6
you
so
running
far.
out of ink in your pen?
We've got 6 so far.
I've got more, I think.
Okay, so
This next one, this next one, I also don't understand why it was in the top 10. I know she, like, especially recently, she's really had like a resurgence despite being dead for a long time. That's Amy Winehouse's "Back to Black." I don't know what that's doing in the top 10.
Because of the movie.
I
Because of the
guess
movie.
so.
No.
I don't love it either. If I'm being honest with you, I
haven't heard anything other
I
than
respect.
singles.
I really respect her, her talent as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But as a song, as songs, there's one song on here that samples "Ain't No Mountain High Enough,"
Mm-hmm.
and she completely changes the melody, and then my ears can't accept it. I feel like on edge the entire time, like this does not fit in
Mm-hmm.
with this. So to me, it's an immediate.
just throw away.
It's out.
Okay.
And the next one's out for me too. This next one I respect as an artistic statement, but I don't think it's top 10 album. That's "Lemonade" by Beyonce. I just don't think there's no way.
I see. I can't say what I really think about Beyonce, or we'll get like completely canceled because. And I don't mean that as in a racial tone or anything. I just think Beyonce's the most overrated artist of all time, without
I
question.
think her and another female artist on here would be the two most
Taylor
overrated-
Swift?
probably the two most
Okay.
overrated artists.
All right, we're gonna take a breaky poo
Okay.
while I strangle Caleb, and then we'll be right back. So now that Caleb's strangled and dead,
that was the sound of me streaming.
that was the sound of a tool chest coming down the stairs.
So we accidentally skipped number 9 before I jumped the gun to get to Beyonce. Largely considered one of the greatest albums of all time. You don't like it, but you don't like it. But I think it should probably go at number 6 behind "To Pimp a Butterfly" for me, and that's Nirvana's "Nevermind."
Just because I don't like Nirvana doesn't mean I don't.
I put it.
I don't.
I think it makes sense. Anytime it shows up in a list,
Hold on.
it's never my favorite, but I'm like, that
hold
makes
on.
sense.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Even though I don't like Nirvana and I can't stand Nirvana, I do say that they're one of the most historically significant bands of all time.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah, it is.
they changed. Sorry, I'm having a snack of pepperoni. They changed the musical landscape for the better, maybe for the worse, probably. But
Temporarily, whenever a certain genre of music took over
They took
the
over the
mainstream
world.
rock, and now there's no
Yeah.
rock. So in the mainstream world, so
Yeah.
what can you do? Okay,
but yeah, I would wait. Where'd you say you would put it?
I'm putting it behind To Pimp a Butterfly at number 6, above Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
What was it?
Never mind.
Never
by
mind,
Nirvana.
Nirvana. All right.
Next
So-
one, this next one will go up high.
Okay.
I should have been in the top 10 probably, and that's Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. What do you think? Should it go above Stevie? Behind Stevie? You sure? I think it should probably go above Thriller. Whenever I do polls on Facebook that involves Rumors, it nearly always wins or wins. Always.
Well, we always talk about the albums that don't have skips. Or I've said that quite a few times on this show.
I think every song's good on that.
Rumors doesn't have a skip. I may not like some of the songs as much as some of the other songs that are on the record, but if you're playing that album from start to finish, there's not one
So
single
what
skip.
do you think? 2 or 3?
I would put it behind. I'd put it behind Stevie Wonder.
Stevie? So number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Fleetwood Mac Rumors is number 3.
Yes. See, you've got a way to keep track. Nancy's my keep track person over here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, here you go.
so we've got.
Hey.
So we've got.
We got 8 so far.
We've got Abbey Road at number 1.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Songs
at
of the Key
2.
of Life at number 2.
Rumors
3. Thriller 4. Purple Rain 5.
To Pimp a Butterfly.
To Pimp a Butterfly 6. I thought To Pimp a Butterfly didn't even make the list.
It is on mine.
He
It is on
swapped
ours.
out with
I swapped it
the
out.
other
Good Kid,
Oh.
Mad City was in there, and it should have been
Okay,
To Pimp a
okay,
Butterfly.
gotcha.
Oh no.
Where Kendrick was already in the
Oh
top
no,
10,
we're
he
already
swapped it
adding.
out.
If the opportunity comes to add in a better album or an album that's not there, we're putting it in.
Oh, okay. So we are putting in our own.
Oh, yeah,
albums,
we-
too.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
if
See,
need
I
be.
thought,
No, if need be,
I
no.
thought what you were doing was taking out like we could only pick albums from this.
No.
Oh, okay.
I think
I'm going through this because there. I don't think this is an awful top 100.
Right.
But there are head scratchers throughout the entire thing.
Okay.
Mostly when it comes to modern pop.
Okay.
When it comes to modern pop, I'm like, why are any of these in the top 100?
Gotcha.
Honestly.
Gotcha. Okay.
Next should be another top 10, and that's OK Computer by Radiohead. Largely, in most 90s lists, you'll find this at number 1 on all lists. I think it should definitely go above Thriller by Michael Jackson. I'd make the argument that it should almost go at number 2.
I don't know if I could put it.
I think it should go above Rumors. It might not be the Facebook popular pick, but most
I don't know, dude.
most times OK Computer goes over Rumors. Yeah, I can put it at 4 though. But I think it should go over Thriller. It's a better album than Thriller.
It is a better album. than
Thriller's here for its significance and popularity and its music videos. Let's call it what it is. Like it was a very significant album, and it's good. And it's good.
I would put. I tell you what. We'll put it above Rumors for right now.
We don't got it. We can put.
We'll
it
come back.
behind Rumors.
No, I mean, 'cause I like the album too.
I think.
Number 3.
So
I think
we'll put
also an album that sort of changed the landscape
Yeah.
of music.
We'll come back to it if we feel strongly. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's my favorite album on the list so far, but I recognize that Abbey Road is better, and Songs of the Key of Life would.
Abbey Road's also more significant as an album.
We got some here that I'm throwing away immediately.
Okay.
Throwing away immediately. The Blueprint by Jay-Z, get out of here. It's a good hip hop album, but it should not be in the top 20. Never been a Bob Dylan guy, really. To be fair, I've never really dive deep into his stuff, and the one they have on here is Highway 61 Revisited. I don't know it enough. I don't know it enough to even.
Bob Dylan is
Begin putting it on
Bob
here.
Dylan is one of the greatest, maybe the greatest songwriter of all time. But as a singer and an entertainer, I cannot listen to him. So I would never ever
Okay.
put a Bob Dylan album
Yeah. Okay.
in
That's fair.
a top list ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Next is another one at number 15, which is. We're starting to fall into some modern pop stuff. That I'm
Okay.
like, what's this doing on here? And that's Adele's 21. I don't know why that's in the top 20. Like gosh, that came out in 2011, something like that.
Is that
It's got There's a Fire.
So it's got Rolling in the Deep.
Yeah.
on it. And
It's probably her biggest album.
So
Yeah.
Rolling in the Deep is on that. Fire to Rain is that on that album? Or is
I
that
don't
on?
know.
I think
I don't
it's the
know.
next one.
It's on the next one.
But that was the one after 19, that was the one when she got really popular.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only one that people really remember off 19 is Chasing Pavement.
Okay.
Which I like that.
So that was her. So
That was
21's like her
when she
breakthrough.
already-
21 is her big. What's when she came like a big star. I think if we're looking at,
I don't think it's her best.
if we're thinking that we might go to a top 20, I say there's no way.
Do you think it's one of the best albums of all time?
No.
You're the Adele fan. Would you put that album up against any of those albums right there and say it was
I
better?
would maybe put it in the top 100, but not in the top 20.
Yeah, and that's what we're looking
Throw
at.
it away then.
We're looking at a top
We're gonna
20
throw it
here, and
away.
I say there's no way.
Because if Nancy the big Adele fan can sit here and say no, I would not put that album against any of them that you've named so
I
far.
have listened to that album a lot.
Right.
and
Yeah.
I would not put it in the 100 greatest albums of all time.
Okay,
Or,
next
like, I would put it in it, but
you
not
would put
the
it
top
in
20.
you would put it in your list.
Yeah,
But as a
but I still wouldn't put it in the top 20 even in my list.
okay. Well, there you go.
Okay, so next is a really good album is Blue by Joni Mitchell. It's really good. I don't know if you've listened to it. This is one of Taylor Swift's one of her favorite albums.
Brandy Carlisle as well.
I would put it.
I would put it at near the end of the list.
I'll put it behind Miseducated. I'll put it at number 10 right now.
Yeah.
At 10.
I'd put it at
So
10.
it still has a chance of making the top 20, but
Yep.
it's at 10 right now.
Yep.
Okay, Joni Mitchell, Blue
At 10.
at 10. Next is What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Hugely impactful soul album. I'd put it above Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. No doubt.
I
So that's
agree.
at number 9.
I agree.
Did you say What's Going On?
What's Going On by Marvin Gaye.
Marvin Gaye's What's Going On.
All
with,
right.
with no question mark.
Yep.
I don't think.
Breaky Poo. All right, Breaky Poo is over.
Okay, so this next one, I'm not gonna be a bitch about it. Okay.
Okay.
I fundamentally disagree with it,
Okay.
and that's 1989 Taylor's version deluxe at number 18. Here's what I'll do, Josh. I'm willing to put in another Taylor Swift album in the top 20.
Folklore.
I'm willing to. I don't think Folklore will make our top 10.
It may not make the top. It may
But
not
we'll-
even make the top 20. But
We'll
I
put
will
it here at
take
the
out.
end. We'll put it here at the end behind Joni Mitchell because there ain't no way it's as good as Blue by Joni Mitchell. I
Well,
hate to break it to you.
I
Ain't
would,
no way.
I'm just saying. I would put Folklore in there before I would put.
Me too. It's her best
1989.
album. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
The only-
1989. The cultural significance of 1989 because it took the world by storm.
Yeah, but I understand why they put it for empowerment reasons, but I don't think it's.
Here's the thing.
I don't think it's as good as the
But here's
original
the thing. Here's the
1989.
thing.
I think the original
about
one's
that
better.
album, though. But this is the thing about 1989. Taylor Swift was a country artist, and then that album launched her into the mainstream.
Red really
Red
started
was
to.
the one that-
Right, but
Red might have had a
Red
couple-
didn't have "Shake It Off," "Blank Space."
Dude, Red had a couple from most annoying pop songs
might
of
have
all
been-
time.
it maybe.
songs that.
But did it reach like "Blank Space"?
And
Shake It Off.
You were Trevor when you walked in.
Did it?
With that being said, I know that. Trust me, dude. I know good and well that Blank Space is 1,000 times better than I knew you were trouble
As
before you
someone
walked
that
in.
was a middle school girl whenever Red came out, it very much did.
No, I think 1989 is like her second or third best album, but I just don't think it's a top 20 album.
So Folklore is on
I got
there instead of
Folklore at number
1989.
12 right now, behind all
Sorry,
these
babe.
albums.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm willing to put her on here. She might not make it to the end,
No, I mean that's fine.
but
That's fine.
but we're actually
With
writing
what
her
we
name
have
down
right now. With what we have right now.
Okay,
That's,
what's next is The Chronic by Dr. Dre. Largely considered a better album than all Taylor Swift albums. But I'll put it behind Folklore. If need be, I will. Because I think there are better hip hop albums that could, like Outkast has. Stankonia is not even in the top 100, and that's one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. That could go above The Chronic, I think. So I'll put it at 13 right now. Dr. Dre, The Chronic. Now we're talking. Okay.
Now we're cooking with gas.
20.
20.
We got Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys.
Oh, shh.
I would say
Let me
two,
see that again.
I would say
Let me see
2 or
this.
3.
Let me see this. So we have Abbey Road number 1, Songs in the Key of Life at number 2.
And your current number 3 is...
Okay Computer by Radiohead. You want to put it at 3? Pet Sounds?
I would put Pet Sounds above Songs in the Key of Life.
I know I would, but
I would.
What kind of-
I would too. But
do we think there's going to be something else come in to pass up one of these two albums? I think Abbey Road's staying. I think Abbey Road's going to be a lifer. It's staying for the whole thing.
Maybe.
If I had to make a
Maybe.
guess.
So Pet
Maybe.
Sounds number 2?
Or 3. Just to give, do
I'll put it at...
Do we really want Beach Boys and Beatles side by side?
We don't want to, but does it make sense for them to be?
We'll put it at 3 for now. We
Put
might
it at
change
3.
our mind.
Yeah, we might. Once we get these set and situated, we may go and fluctuate them.
Sure.
We can do that, right?
Yeah, we can do what we want.
Yeah, it's our show.
Yeah, Apple Music.
Apple Music.
21. I got the Revolver by the Beatles. For the sake of. Okay,
What'd you say? What did you say?
Revolver.
Where did they put Revolver?
Dude, it's at 21. I don't think it's as good as Abbey Road.
I think Revolver is better than Abbey Road.
I do not think that,
I do.
and the world doesn't
I
think
do.
that either.
I do. Well, the world can kiss my ass. I don't care.
We can
I don't
put
care
it-
what the world
We
says.
can put it in the top 10 for now, but we can't put it. A list looks dumb when you put artists close to each other. That like the same artist close
I'll
to each
agree
other.
with that. I'll agree with that.
So you want to put it?
But I deep down in my soul
it
believe
can easily. You want to put it at 11 right now?
We'll put it at
so
11.
that it has a better chance of making the top 20.
We'll put it at 11. Put it at 11.
No, just for the record, Revolver is incredible, folks. I'm not like discrediting it. If I'm being honest with you, Revolver is my. Well, yeah, it's probably like my fifth favorite album so far on this list.
Revolver is at 11.
Josh is dying.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Next time you take a break, I'm going to reorganize my list.
Okay.
All right, breaky poo then.
Really?
Yeah, Nancy needs to fix
Okay.
her list.
Okay.
All right. So, Caleb, what is the next one?
The next one on here was number 22, which was Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. I'd put it behind. Personally, I would put it behind Blue by Joni Mitchell and above Folklore by Taylor Swift. That's just me. It's a great one. Largely considered his best.
It is good. It is good. Yeah, well, okay, that's fine. Maybe we're about to run.
I'm starting to think that old Taylor and Dr. Dre might not make this top 20. A lot of albums left here. Okay. Next is one I just can't speak on. Never really got into the artist, not by choice. I mean, I just haven't listened to their stuff, and that's Discovery by Daft Punk. I don't know much.
I don't know much about him.
I
either.
can't speak much about it to be like, oh yeah, that's definitely a top 20 album. So I just can't.
I know, like maybe
can't speak on
four
it.
Daft Punk
I don't even know what's
songs,
on
so-
that album. So
Guess what? Throw it out.
moving on. 24, we got The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and The Spotters from Mars by David Bowie. That's in there. I'd put that above a few of them, honestly.
I would put it
I'd
above.
I'd put it behind Revolver, honestly.
Put it behind Revolver.
Yeah, I'd put it at number 12.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, that's all right.
It's great.
That's good.
Oh, it's incredible, though.
I'm more so. Here's my thing. I'm more so trying to get us into that territory
Yeah.
of what's there, and then shuffling if we want to.
Yeah.
But definitely would put it there.
Okay. Okay. Next, is this next one worth mentioning?
Okay.
Another artist, don't know much, but jazz artist Miles Davis, his album Kind of Blue. I don't know enough to be like, yeah, that's a top 20 album.
Who is it?
Miles Davis.
No
Jazz
no idea.
album.
No idea.
Yeah. Next one, while I do like this album, I'd say there's no way it's a top 20 album. That's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West. No way. Not a top 20 album. And he's a maniac.
It's fine with me.
And he's a maniac, and
Fine with me.
I'm not going to put him on here.
Nope.
For that reason alone.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that he's good.
You can't
That he
separate-
has
His,
albums that
I think his first 5 albums are legitimately like solid, but God, he's crazy.
I don't.
He's insane.
It's debatable. I think there's a lot of hip hop records that could be on this list over Kanye West.
I think he's got a few that are a few of the best though, and this is largely considered his best album, but I don't think it's gonna make top 20. It's nowhere close as good as To Pimp a Butterfly, and probably not as good as The Chronic by Dr. Dre
Yeah.
either. So, next is Led Zeppelin 2 by Led Zeppelin. I saw a lot of people saying that they'd prefer Physical Graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much. Like, I've never got into Led Zeppelin, but I think we should probably put this somewhere on here. One of their albums Are we thinking a Led Zeppelin album somewhere on here, hovering around the bottom, to where it's not going to make the top 20?
See, the thing of it is
or
that,
not at all, because if we think that a Led Zeppelin album's not going to make the top 20, just don't even bother. What do you think? We're not experts on Led Zeppelin.
We're not experts on Led Zeppelin, but I look at it because I haven't listened to them enough to really have an opinion. I've heard their, like, quote-unquote hits.
Yeah. I've never been into blues rock, so that's like that hurts me with them.
I would put a Greta Van Fleet album on here before I'd put a Led Zeppelin album
that's
on here.
That's the dumbest thing.
If you can't sense that sarcasm,
do we just want to move on from Zeppelin since we just don't?
We'll come if we need a Led Zeppelin album in the top 20. If we need it, we'll come back to it. But we'll just throw that out. I would put Led Zeppelin 4 up there before anything.
Next, we got an album at number 28. Another artist that we can look through their albums and be like, is this the one we want to put on here? And that's Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Is that the album we want represented in this top 20? I like Wish You Were Here more. But I'd understand if we put Dark Side of the Moon on there. I think it's better than The Wall.
Here's the thing. Dark Side of the Moon has
usually by default
cultural significance of the record. Mm-hmm. I think Wish You Were Here is a better record.
I do think it's a better album.
But the problem with Wish You Were Here is it's bookended by those two really long instrumental tracks. And those really long they're amazing.
Yeah.
Shine On You Crazy Diamonds Part 1 through 9 is amazing.
Yeah.
But the problem is that if you hate instrumentals, you hate those two songs.
Sure, but
so to me, almost by default, it would have to be Dark Side of the Moon.
Where you want to put it?
But you make a strong point for Wish You Were Here.
I think it's better
because Have a Cigar, Wish You Were Here.
Both albums essentially have perfect reviews.
Yeah,
they're considered.
What is the other song on Wish You Were Here? Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
I could look it up, but I don't want to.
Wish You Were Here. Have a Cigar. I'm missing a song because there's 5 songs on that record. Right? Am I crazy?
I think there's 5 songs. Hell, man, I can look it
The
up.
Pink Floyd fan can't remember what the hell is on.
I'm on Wikipedia. I can just.
I got it here. Wish You Were Here.
Do you have it? Because I'm right there.
Welcome to the Machine.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Jeez, how did you miss that? Okay. Welcome to the Machine. What are we thinking?
You see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about Dark Side of the Moon. Dark Side of the Moon has money. A lot of people like Great Gig in the Sky. I don't like it that much. Because it's just us and them.
I like Wish You Were Here more, no doubt. But, I mean, I like the song better.
Controversy.
Let's do it.
Wish You Were Here is going in it.
Well, we want to put in the top 10.
Let me see what we got. I would put Wish You Were Here above Revolver.
Above Revolver.
Mm-hmm.
So behind What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. Which I also have the up Rolling Stones Top 500, and they have What's Going On by Marvin Gaye at number 1.
Oh, I know.
So, I mean, like, you know.
I know.
So, yeah, I'll put it right here.
Personally.
Above it.
Personally,
Revolver.
I think here's the thing about Wish You Were Here. Is that it's got those 2 instrumentals on it.
Yeah.
But Revolver has a lot of songs. Wish You Were Here is 5 songs, and there's not a single bad song on that.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. Again, another one of those, because I just couldn't remember Welcome to the Machine being on that record. But Wish You Were Here, man, might be one of those albums that have no skips to me.
Okay. All right, so
Wish You Were Here.
In order to eliminate some time here.
I would put an argument for Animals as well.
We got 29 through, let's say, 34.
Okay.
I'm just gonna name off these. We have albums by Tribe Called Quest, Billie Eilish, Alanis Morissette, Notorious B.I.G., Radiohead, and Public Enemy. I don't think any of these should be in the top 20.
We've already got a Radiohead album, so
yeah. And this one's Kid A, and there ain't no way. In Rainbows is better, and In Rainbows shouldn't be in the top 20.
No.
So yeah, and none of these other ones. A Tribe Called Quest is great, one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time, but I don't think it's top 20.
I don't think it's better than
there,
Pimp a
there ain't no
Butterfly.
way this Billie Eilish album should be in the top. It's number 30 here, but it's not gonna be in our top 20. No way. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, love it. But
It's a great record, but I don't see it cracking the top 20.
Ready to Die by Notorious B.I.G. It's good, but no. And Public Enemy Takes a Million, revolutionary hip hop album.
Yep.
But it can't be in my top 20. What is it?
Breaky Poo!
Breaky Poo. All right.
All right, we're back from our Breaky Poo, Caleb.
So next we have The Clash, London Calling.
I don't care for the Clash. Myself, I don't care for them. If
See,
you make an argument,
I'd probably put it above Board and Rumble. We can put it at 19 if you want.
that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I don't see it making. I don't
It's
see
probably
it making
not
the
going to
top
make it.
The London Calling by the Clash. Yeah.
Number 19.
I never got on the Clash train, and I just don't understand the appeal to them. I mean, I get it. But I don't get it at the same time. You know what I mean? It's just not my cup of tea, and I just don't understand the significance of the record.
Tisk.
I don't know. It's just maybe I guess it brought punk music into the mainstream, but
I guess.
Moving
on, we have a Beyonce album that should not be on the top 100. That's her self-titled album. Should not be on here at all. Because she has better albums, and Beyonce's self-titled is not. Everybody agrees too. Like, what is that doing in here?
Yeah.
We have Wu-Tang's Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers. It's great. Do I think it would be in the top 20?
No.
As the hip hop
connoisseur that you are,
as the hip hop expert here, with the 5 hip hop artists I listen to consistently. No,
I don't
probably
think so.
not.
I don't think so.
I also probably wouldn't have Tapestry by Carole King in the top 20. It is very good though.
Mm-hmm.
Illmatic by Nas is so good. It's so good that I'm making a executive decision because I know you've never listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And putting it
At 20?
above Dr. Dre's The Chronic.
Okay.
At number 18.
Okay.
Behind Folklore, I like it more than Folklore, but for the sake of what we're doing, I'll put it behind Folklore. So that is Nas, N-A-S, Illmatic.
Illmatic.
You ever listen to The World Is Yours? Oh, God. That song.
It's okay.
The world is yours. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Whose world is this? I don't know what that was. What was that?
If Shane Storm listens to the podcast, he'll get it.
Does he know that song?
No, there was.
Oh.
So you know how Nos like bark and stuff.
Does
in some of
Nas
his songs? I'm pretty sure, right?
Nas?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
No, I'm thinking DMX.
Oh my God. God, Josh. There's a big difference between Nas and
There is.
DMX.
There is.
You ain't going to see DMX on this
No,
list.
we're not. We're not. Whoops.
Rest in soul. I mean, rest in soul. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, DMX.
Rest in soul, baby.
Stand up. That was my DMX impersonation. Very raspy.
Yeah, he is.
Next, yeah, as much as I wish that I listened to her more because she's the queen of soul. Aretha Franklin's "I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You."
It ain't cracking the top 20. Move along.
I don't know it. Next we have Outkast, their album Aquimini. I can't pronounce it, but everybody and their mom knows that Stankonia by Outkast should have been the choice.
I
here.
agree.
So I'm putting Stankonia. I'm putting Stankonia behind. I'm putting Stankonia at 15.
15?
Behind Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, above Joni Mitchell Blue. The significance of Stankonia by Outkast is almost unmatched for that time period of hip hop. The way that it was experimental and also blended into pop. And then by their next album, they had become basically a pop band, but still with a lot of hip hop. Yeah, I would say 15. Okay? I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, I am for real.
I am for real.
Okay. I'm glad everyone's
Buddy, I'm just here right now.
everyone's agreeing with me.
And that means London Calling is out of the top.
Oh, it sucks for Josh.
Oh.
Okay, next we have Control by Janet Jackson. Don't know it very well,
I'd say Rhythm Nation is a better record, but
still not top 20.
No, it's one.
Now
No.
here's your category. Next we have at number 43 we have Remain in Light by Talking Heads. Well, Talking Heads album, if you think they have a top 20 album, should be in the top 20.
Remain in Light.
Remain in Light. Where at? Where do you think?
Let me see the list.
We have 21 so far. I was gonna say 1.
Probably.
That's fair.
Just because it wouldn't crack top 20.
Gosh, that's crazy.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
You
Looking
know
at
it's
that
better
list,
than, it's better than Folklore.
I thought Folklore was already out.
Folklore's 18.
Folklore's at number 18.
Folklore's at 18.
The only thing that's out is London.
It's better than Born to Run, too.
Yeah.
And I can make the argument that's better than Blue and Stankonia.
But again, though, I'm looking at like cultural significance and stuff.
sometimes
like that
you just gotta. Sometimes you gotta be like, this album is just really, really great. Sometimes it ain't.
Really great.
Sometimes cultural significance does play a part, but it ain't everything.
I know.
You know.
If you add it, the Chronic will be kicked out of the
It will be, which we never thought it was gonna make it probably.
No.
So
I would put if we have to put it in the top 10, I would put it above.
I said
Folklore.
top 20.
top 20.
That's what I mean. I would put it above Folklore.
Behind Born to Run,
So,
No, I would put it above Born to Run too.
behind Joni Mitchell, Blue. I mean, Blue is largely considered one of the greatest albums of all time.
Yeah, put it there.
Okay,
Put
so
it
it's
there.
at 17.
that's at 17.
Talking Heads,
Remain in Light.
Remain
17.
in Light.
Ha!
Next, we have another Stevie Wonder album. Ain't gonna make it, but I do love it. It's Inner Visions. Bjork. Don't know enough about Bjork, personally. Do you know enough about Bjork to justify her being in a top 20?
No.
Next, we have Bob Marley and the Wailers. Don't know much about Bob Marley and the Wailers. I haven't listened to them that much.
Me either.
Next, we have a Drake album. No way. Get out of here. I don't know what that's. So you mean to tell me Take Care by Drake is on here, but To Pimp a Butterfly is... Listen. Don't make no sense to me. Paul's Boutique by Beastie Boys, very good. I can't say it's top 20, though. Next, this will be your call. Number 49, we have The Joshua Tree by U2.
Now, looking at it objectively, is Joshua Tree better than Illmatic?
I mean,
Illmatic?
you could make an argument, yeah. I mean, like,
I think so.
like Illmatic...
I think so because I have never heard
Exactly.
Illmatic. So
I've listened. One's hip hop and one is U2.
yeah.
So, I mean, Illmatic is sick. I love Illmatic. And if you put both records in front of me, I'm probably gonna listen to Illmatic. But Joshua Tree is great. Joshua Tree is great.
I was just asking because if you put it in the top 20, then that's what gets kicked off next.
And remember, this is going to be a top 20 that people are going to see because we are going to display it on Facebook. We might even advertise.
I don't care. I don't care if people like my top 20 or not.
People's going to be like, is this that album they put on their people's iPhone?
Like I don't give.
I'm joking, Josh. Jeez. Oh, Josh.
I think Octung Baby's a better album, but I think Octung Baby's a better, well-rounded album. I
You think
it's
either of them should be in the top
sonically-
20?
I think it's sonically better because it just does more. Joshua Tree's a gospel album. It's literally a gospel album.
I put my hand up, folks, rejoicing.
I mean, my personal list, yes, I think it would be a top 20 album. But
This ain't your personal list.
that's what I'm getting at, Caleb. My
ranked-
personal top 20,
was
yes,
ranked
I think it's
49
better.
here.
I think it's better than Born to Run, but that's just me.
So you would put it at 18 behind number 17, which is Remain in Light.
I would move Folklore to 20.
I would, but that I'll leave it up to you.
How about I meet you?
Because I think
Yeah.
because Joshua Tree has
Okay, we'll put it at 18.
Joshua Tree has Where the Streets Have No Name, With or Without You. I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
I mean, it's super
That's
good.
three
I
of their
mean,
biggest hits right there. It is their three biggest hits on one album,
Next,
and it's only sold like
right
20
in the
copies.
middle here at number 50, we have one of my favorite artists, and not my favorite album from her. So
Okay.
It's The Hounds of Love by Kate Bush. Mostly here because of the research, even though she's always been a critically acclaimed artist. I love Kate Bush. I have
Those horns.
I have a Kate Bush album in my top 10 albums of all time. But if I'm looking at this, I can't justify putting her in the top 20.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
even though I like this album more than most of these.
Yeah.
If I'm just looking at it, cultural standpoint,
Buddy, you
can't do it, I don't think.
Okay.
You know how much that hurts me?
I know.
You know how much I love Kate Bush?
It's a pain.
It's a pain.
It's a hurting you.
And it hurts!
You hurting.
Next we have Sign of the Times by Prince. No. We already have one. And Prince ain't the Beatles.
I don't think Silent of the Times is better than Purple Rain.
Appetite for Destruction by Guns N' Roses. No.
Nope, not cracking the top 20 ever.
Okay, this next one's an interesting one because I don't know it that well.
Okay.
And that's Exile on Main Street by the Rolling Stones. Let's see what's on this one.
I think it has Jumpin' Jack Flash
have
on
Gimme
it, I
Sh-
think.
it
I
doesn't
think
have-
it's got...
it doesn't have
no,
Gimme Shelter.
Let It Bleed is Give Me Shelter.
Dude, do I know any of these songs?
Name the track
Rocks
list.
Off, Rip This Joint, Shake Your Hips, Tumbling Dice.
Okay, Tumbling Dice is on that record. Okay.
This wouldn't be the album I put on there
No,
by the Rolling
me either.
Stones, though. Do we think there's a Rolling Stones album that needs to be in the top 20? I don't think so either.
No.
You know? We have John Coltrane. Don't know enough about him to
No.
justify. We have Disintegration. No, my bad. Anti by Rihanna. No. That's the one with Work on it.
Sure.
Ain't gonna make the top 20.
Sure.
I love this next album, but I don't know if I can justify its top 20. That's Disintegration by The Cure. Great, love it.
I
Probably
don't
not.
see it top 20.
Me neither. We have Voodoo by D'Angelo. Don't know a lot of D'Angelo, so next one is one that you love, but can we justify it in the top 20? That's What's the Story, Morning Glory by
No.
Oasis. I didn't think so.
No.
Next we have AM by Arctic Monkeys. Don't know why that's in there. I don't even like that album. Out of all the Arctic Monkeys album, that's the boring radio friendly choice. That's the Stomp Clap album. Now Arctic Monkeys debut album is crazy and hectic, and I love it. This next album is a great one.
Imagine Dragons.
Yes. No, this next one is The Velvet Underground and Nico by The Velvet Underground and Nico. It's one of the greatest debut albums of all time. I think it's quite a bit better than most of these albums, but
Is it cracking the top 20?
but it probably not cracking the top 20, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, it just has to be better than Folklore.
I think from this point on, we're going to have a hard time making a case for any of these albums in the top 20, maybe. We have Sade's Love Deluxe, which that's one of her albums I've never listened to, so can't pick it. All Eyes on Me by Tupac, super good. Not making top 20. It's not as good as Illmatic, so I mean, if Illmatic's already out.
Yep.
Are You Experienced by the Jimi Hendrix Experience? I don't think so.
Nope.
I don't know how to pronounce this next one, so I'm not going to say it. The 65, we have 3 Feet High and Rising by De La Soul. Sort of changed a lot of the hip-hop landscape, but no, I probably wouldn't have it in the top 20. The Queen is Dead by the Smiths. Great. No skips. Not top 20.
Yep.
Portishead. No. The Strokes.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Put the bottom half in
Nope.
order for you.
Now, I'm going to fight against this one, but you might fight for it.
Okay.
Master of Puppets by Metallica is number 69. Am I right? 69, guys?
I think Master of Puppets is better than Joshua Tree.
Okay.
From an album standpoint, I think it's better than Joshua Tree.
I'm going to give you this.
Because here's my argument.
I'll put it behind Remain in Light.
Well, hold on.
Master of Puppets.
Master of Puppets has
okay. So
Master of Puppets has Battery. It
let's
has
do-
Master of Puppets.
Okay.
It has Welcome Home Sanitarium. It has Damage Incorporated, Leper Messiah. It has Orion, which is arguably their best
when
instrumental
Metallica was
song.
Metallica.
Dude,
Master of Puppets on the website Album of the Year has a 100.
It has a 100.
Has a 100. So we'll put it right there. We'll put it behind Remain in Light. How about that?
Okay, sure. I don't know
Or
where
higher.
Nancy left. So
That's
I don't know.
so it's at 18.
Okay. So I don't know what just fell out. Did Folklore fall out just now?
Folklore just fell out
Just fell
to
out.
21
Okay.
because of Metallica.
Dude,
Metallica
it's
always
hard.
beat
It
up.
is hard to argue.
Okay. Next we have the Downward Spiral by 9 Inch Nails. Probably not top 20.
Great album. It's not top 20 though.
Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott. No.
No.
This Bad Bunny album that just came out last year. I don't know what it's doing on here.
Yeah.
Like a Prayer by Madonna. Fun. I mean, super good pop album.
Not top 20.
Probably not
no.
top 20 material. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John. classic.
Mm-hmm.
I like it more than some of the albums in our top 20 so far, but does it matter? Can it go above Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen? Could it?
What's
Born to Run's number 20 right now.
so on Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? We have Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Let me look at it.
I think Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me is on that.
It's got Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Those are the hits. And Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. Those are the singles.
Dude.
Oh, good. Oh, it has Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting and Harmony. What's
Is that better? Is that better than Born to Run? I think so.
I'd rather listen to Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
I would too.
You know what? Let's do it.
It's fine with me.
We got it. But so you don't think it's better than Joshua Tree by U2?
What? Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That's hard. That's hard.
We'll put it at 20 for now.
Because here's the thing. The Joshua Tree has... Oh, man, Joshua Tree has Bullet in the Sky on it, too, though. Yeah, okay, I'd listen to Joshua Tree before.
We'll put it on John 20. Yeah. So, Born to Run just fell out. You want to take a break?
It happens.
Breaky
Breaky
poo?
poo!
Yeah.
And we're back.
We're back? Okay.
Yeah, we're back.
I realized I skipped one, a very important one for me.
Okay.
I skipped, I don't know why it was at 73. I skipped it. Might have to fight for this, but the fact that I'll let you have Metallica means that I might be able to put this on here.
Okay.
Also an album that nearly flawlessly reviewed, often considered one of the best produced albums.
We're not putting Jeff Rosenstock on here.
Chip Rosenstock is not going to make the top 20. But this is Asia by Steely Dan.
Okay.
Has a 99 on Album of the Year. Largely considered one of the greatest albums. This is one that, when the needle dropped, Anthony Fantano was going through this. He just discredited this one completely, and he got obliterated in the comments. The Dan heads are going hard. They're going hard for it.
Number one.
You know, for me, but that's the thing. If we put it in the top 20 immediately, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road's out.
Hey, it's your call. We put Joshua Tree in there. It's your call. Do you think Asia by Steely Dan is better than these records that we have so far?
I personally think it's better than nearly all of these records, except for like Abbey Road and Pet Sounds and OK Computer maybe. And well, yeah, I think it's probably better than Songs in the Key of Life. But I can't put it up that high because we'll get criticized, and I don't want to. I don't want to deal with that again.
You will get criticized.
I will, and I don't know why.
You will get criticized.
There's such like a misconception of what Steely Dan is. Like it's really annoying, actually. And now it's happening.
Buddy, I'm just here.
And now it's happening with the needle. With the needle drop
here.
With the needle drop. Okay, we'll put it down a little lower here. Sorry, Elton. I'm putting it right behind Master of Puppets. How about that?
Master!
Putting it at 19. So now Joshua Tree is at number 20.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to save this list for if I lose it, that would just be awful.
Probably would, dude.
So we are making our way downtown, walking fast. Okay, where were we? Okay, right now we're at Norman F. and Rockwell by Lana Del Rey.
Nope.
I like Ain't No Way.
I like that album.
Yeah, I like
top
it too.
20.
It might be my favorite from her.
It's her best.
The Marshall Mathers LP by Eminem. Sorry.
No.
Sorry, M. Ain't making it.
No.
Next we have After the Gold Rush by Neil Young. Like
Nope.
it. You ain't making it, Neil. Sorry. Next we got Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. Should not even be on this list. I don't know what that's doing on here. It's not even... Like, the fact that that's on here in To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar is not as insane. We got Horses by Patti Smith. Excellent album. It's not making the top 20, though. Doggy Style by Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Not making the top 20.
It ain't making it. Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves. Sorry, Nancy. It's not making it.
I think she went outside.
Sorry, Nancy.
It ain't making
It's
the
not
top
making
20.
it.
Cardinal.
Okay, we got albums. See, I like her new album more than that album. I'm just gonna name some artists here that are not gonna make it.
Okay.
Mary J. Blige, Nina Simone. I mean, one of the greatest singers of all time, but not gonna make it probably. Lady Gaga couldn't buy her way into the top 20. AC/DC, Go Somewhere Else. It's Back in Black, by the way. Not top 20 though. George Michael, Tyler the Creator, not making it. Solange, no. Burial, Usher, Lord, Rage Against the Machine, Travis Scott, Eagles, Hotel California, and Robin, Body Talk. None of these are making the top 20. So that is the end of the Apple list.
Here is the thing. Here's the thing, and this is because I remember I've seen this list. I didn't really pay much attention to it when I saw it. The fact that there are no Billy Joel records on this.
So immediately we got to think about: are we going to put The Stranger in this top 20?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because dude, I'm telling you, and it's not a personal bias. Because
no, it's great. It's basically
it's a perfect
album.
record.
Yeah.
It's a fucking perfect record.
Sure.
And if I'm looking here,
You want to put
if
it?
I'm looking here, no. If I'm looking here, The Stranger goes number 6.
Oh no, I don't know about that.
No.
Top 10?
Yes. Okay, let me ask you something. When you sit down and you look at this list, and you look at it close.
I'm looking at it, honey.
Okay.
I'm looking at it.
If you're putting a record on, are you putting Thriller on over The Stranger?
I mean,
Are
no.
you putting Purple Rain on over The Stranger?
Never.
Are you putting Nevermind on over The Stranger?
No.
Are you putting What's Going On over The Stranger? Are you
No, but that's just me, though. I'm putting...
anybody...
Out of our top 10, here are the ones I'm putting on over The Stranger. I'm putting Abbey Road. I'm putting Pet Sounds. I'm putting OK Computer. And depending on my mood, I might put To Pimp a Butterfly. So to me, yeah, it is better than a lot of these top 10 albums. But do we think... that now this is where us as Billy Joel fans is kicking in here. Like,
No.
are we letting our bias?
No.
Do we think it's?
No. Because I would argue.
How about we put it near the top 10?
From a storyteller
Like
and
right
a
above.
songwriter's perspective. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
From a songwriter's perspective, and that's, I would classify you and I from our musician backgrounds that we are songwriters.
Sure.
For can you tell me how Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, Vienna, Just the Way You Are, Moving Out,
She's Always a Woman.
She's Always a Woman is not some of, like, probably five
No,
of the
no,
greatest storytelling, songwriting songs of all
geez,
time.
man, I mean, like, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant and Vienna are
That's my
straight up two of the greatest
That's
songs.
what I'm saying. That's my argument. And then you put in, you throw the rest of that album in there
Okay.
that has no, that
Here's
I
what I'll do.
honestly believe have no skips.
Here's what I'll do for you, because we're gonna let how much we love Billy Joel. We love that album. We think that we stand by it.
Yeah.
So I will put it in the top 10.
Okay.
I'll put it at number 9.
Number 9 behind
To Pimp a Butterfly.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think
I
think
listen.
it's a better. I think it's a better album than Thriller.
Well, I do too, but
I do.
on most lists you're not going to find The Stranger in the top 10. But let's break the mold and put it in the top 10 for now. So let's put it at 9.
It doesn't get the credit. Just by that right there, that shows me that Apple doesn't get it.
Listen,
They don't get it.
there was a lot of head scratchers on there, man. There was no Elliott Smith. Like, throughout 100 albums, there was no Elliott Smith album. There was no Billy Joel album. To Pimp a Butterfly wasn't on there. I mean, like, crazy. I'm going through Rolling Stones right now, and I'm at number 9, and so far, everyone that's on here has been either in our top 10 or top 20. Except for number 9 is Bob Dylan's Blood on the Tracks. Again, we don't know enough, and maybe we don't want to know enough.
Yep.
Number 10 is actually The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I'm stopping whenever I see something that we haven't already booted or we don't have already. So we got Exile on Main Street Again by the Rolling Stones. So we're going to get a lot of, like, repeats here. Because, I mean, like, a lot of the albums that were in that top 100 are albums that you see.
Yeah.
And then there's head scratchers, Like Frank Ocean's Blonde being in the top 5. See, this one, on Rolling Stone's top 500, they have To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar at number 19.
Yeah.
And it's nowhere to be found on Apple Music's. Let's see if we get... Let's see if something pops up here that's like, oh yeah, of course. So we have. I can't justify putting 3 Beatles albums in the top 20. That's crazy. And the one they have here at 24 is Sgt. Pepper's. I like Magical Mystery Tour more than Sgt. Pepper's, but I can't put it in the top 20. We can't have 3 Beatles albums in the top 20. That's just it's crazy. As much as I'd love to. So while I'm looking through here, think of albums that you think are, like, obvious as potential best albums of all time. Because right now I'm going through a lot of these, and a lot of these are albums that we have seen already. You know, we have Off the Wall by Michael Jackson at 36, but this one still has Thriller over Off the Wall. So, got to stand by Thriller, I suppose. Talking Heads Remain in Light again. This one, at 41, they have Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. We still feeling confident about not putting Rolling Stones in the top 20.
No, unfortunately, no. I don't feel comfortable putting a Led Zeppelin album in there either.
I don't feel comfortable putting a Queen album in there either.
The only argument that may be an artist that they completely, totally overlooked, and it would almost be looked at as two artists, actually. And I think because both of these albums personally don't have any skips on them whatsoever. So, by Peter Gabriel. I'm just thinking albums that come to mind. So, by Peter Gabriel has Red Rain, Sledgehammer, Mercy Street, Big Time, Don't Give Up, In Your Eyes on it. That's his biggest songs on one record.
Yeah.
That album, I don't know if it would make top 20, but it would definitely make top 50 for me.
Yeah.
If I was making a top 50. The only other band that I could make an argument for, just because of the significance of what they did, would be 2112 by Rush.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's top. I don't think it's top.
Not top 20.
Top 20.
Not top 20.
No, I think Rush should have been on there. Like moving pictures or something.
Or moving
right?
pictures.
Jeez,
yeah.
God.
One of those. Either one of those. But I think the 20 we have. Name off the 20 we have. Name off the 20 we have, because we may end up switching some of these.
At number 1,
around.
we have Abbey Road by the Beatles. At 2, we have Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. At 3, we have Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. At 4, OK Computer by Radiohead. 5, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. 6, Thriller by Michael Jackson. 7, Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution. 8, To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. 9, The Stranger by Billy Joel. 10, Nevermind by Nirvana. 11, What's Going On, Marvin Gaye. 12, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. 13, Revolver by the Beatles. 14, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie. 15, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. 16, Stankonia by Outkast. 17, Blue by Joni Mitchell. 18, Remain in Light by Talking Heads. 19, Master of Puppets by Metallica. And 20, Asia by Steely Dan. That's our 20 right now. So right now,
I like the 20 we have. The problem is the order.
Does some of it need to...
It's some of the order.
Well, right now, I Googled Apple Music Top 100 snubs to see if like someone listed some here that are like, oh yeah, definitely, that's an obvious one.
Okay.
So let's see if anyone... Obviously, someone commented The Stranger by Billy Joel. Somebody commented Automatic for the People by R.E.M. That's a top 20 album for me. I don't know if I can fit it in there, though.
It'd be hard.
Yeah. Somebody said Johnny Cash, Folsom Prison, Live at Folsom Prison. I can't. Can't do it. Sorry.
But you know,
not a Johnny Cash fan, Josh.
Oh, I like Johnny Cash. I just don't think he would have a top 20 album.
Some of these are very biased. Like somebody has like Vampire Weekend. Of course, this is about just the top 100.
And on top of that too. Okay, so if you're gonna say the Folsom Prison argument. The argument. You know, that's a live album, if I'm not mistaken,
you
right?
Can't make the top 20. Though.
You can't put live albums in the top 20. If that was the case, I would be making a hard argument for Kiss Alive in top 20. If we were doing live albums.
I don't think any of these kind of albums are going to make our top 20 here, but there was essentially no emo representation in the top 20. Nothing. There was also no Green. There was no pop punk. There was no Green Day. There was no Dookie. Nope. There was no Blue Album by Weezer.
Do you know what album I'm kind of shocked didn't make the album or didn't make that 100?
What?
The King Crimson album. I'm shocked that didn't make the top 100.
That's crazy. I mean, I can make the argument top 20, but then I have to kick out Steely Dan. I ain't gonna do it.
So I'm just saying.
It should have been easily top. It should have been top 50 easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shocked
because
by that
for the life
too.
of me, I can't remember the name of the album.
In the Court of the Crimson King.
Thank you.
Yeah, there was a shocking. There was like hardly any progressive rock on there.
I know, that's the thing.
If any, I'm trying to think. Like,
I don't think there's any.
There might not have been any.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Closest thing we had to progressive rock was "The Hounds of Love" by Kate Bush, probably.
Yep.
So we got our top 20. Right now, I'm struggling to find something else that's like obvious.
Myself personally, I think
like I could say like Oh yeah, My Bloody Valentine, Loveless by My Bloody Valentine, it revolutionized the genre. And if you go to like Pitchfork's top 500 albums of the 90s, it's going to be number one. But I can't put it in this top 20. I can't justify it at all.
I honestly, like I said, I like what we have. I just think the order is, I think we need to rearrange just a little bit.
Okay, we can.
Because I still think The Stranger is a better album than Thriller.
All right, let's take a break before we start rearranging.
All right, we're back.
So you said you think The Stranger is a better album.
I think The Stranger is better than
I got something for you.
Thriller.
Let's move Thriller down to like 9. Just move it down to 9. Stranger automatically goes up.
So, okay, so give me the top 10 again. If we did that, give me the top 10.
If we did that, it would be The Beatles' Abbey Road.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Songs in the Key of Life, Pet Sounds, OK Computer, Rumors, Purple Rain, To Pimp a Butterfly, Stranger, and then, no, okay, we'd move Thriller to 10. Thriller would go to...
Thriller would go to 10?
Right? No. See, I messed everything up just now. Thriller would go to 9. Nirvana Nevermind would still be at 10.
Okay, because my list over here that Nancy made is just all...
So let me go ahead and move Thriller by Michael Jackson, just to see what it looks like. Let's say if we decided to move that to 9, The Stranger would be above it. The Stranger would be right above it.
Because, I mean, I can't in good conscience look at the pop of Thriller and then turn around and say that
The Stranger's better.
the four hits, quote unquote, from Thriller are better than any song is on
The
Stranger.
There might be
sorry.
there might be like one song on Thriller that I like more than any song on Stranger.
That's Human Nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably like that more than a couple.
But here's the thing, though. Human Nature doesn't feel like a pop song compared to the rest of Thriller. That's the problem, and that's my problem with Thriller.
Song, yeah.
That's my problem with Thriller. There are songs on Thriller that shouldn't have been on Thriller.
Hey, till the day I die, I'll say that Off the Wall is just a fundamentally better album. But the universe doesn't seem to think that,
right?
For some reason,
I think Bad is a better album than Thriller.
I don't think that. Though.
I do.
I don't. I think Thriller is his second best album, but Off the Wall to me is his most cohesive and consistent piece of work.
You give me any song on Bad, and that's Bad, Smooth Criminal.
How about this?
Dirty Diana. What else is on there? The Way You Make Me Feel. All those songs to me are better than every song on Thriller.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do right now.
So if we were doing that argument, I would argue Bad versus Thriller. I'm with you, though, on Off the Wall, though.
Okay, here's what I'm going to do.
You know what I'm saying?
Because Off the Wall is wildly popular, by the way. It's not like some little album that like if we just threw it in there, it would be like Off the Wall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you taking Thriller out and putting it Off the Wall?
Hold on.
Okay.
So, sometimes you gotta go by what the critics say. Not always. And, Thriller does have a very high score. Wow. Album of the Year, Thriller has a 97. Off the Wall has a 98.
Really?
Off the Wall is his best reviewed album, and Bad has an 84, which is his third best reviewed album. Do we want to make a stand here and put in Off the Wall?
Here's the thing: if you put Off the Wall,
number 9.
But here's the thing: if you put in Off the Wall, now it kind of changes everything.
You might have to
because
go down
we've been
a
looking
little
at Thriller, right?
Well, even though I think it's better, none of it makes sense. It sucks that things are like that, but
because here's the thing:
maybe number 10.
If you put Off, okay,
put Nirvana above it, I don't think it's better, but I mean. Because Thriller's just such a huge album.
Thriller was
once you remove Thriller, it's like
that's the thing. Once you remove Thriller, again, Thriller is the biggest selling album of all time.
Yeah, but it's not.
So when you take Thriller out of the equation, you put in Off the Wall, it might be more critically acclaimed. But when it comes to what people relate to, it knocks it down a lot.
We want to just
because a lot of people don't realize Off the Wall is Off the Wall.
Oh, it's Off the Wall.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of people think a lot of people don't remember Off the Wall compared to Thriller. We do because we're Michael Jackson fans. We're Michael Jackson fans.
I'm an Off the Wall fan.
But I'm a Michael Jackson fan.
I
and
like
I forget
some
about
stuff,
Off the Wall sometimes.
But when it comes to his discography, I'm mostly Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad.
Yeah.
That's really about it. And I like Stranger in Moscow a lot. So do you want to just keep Thriller?
Just keep Thriller.
Okay. Keep it. You want to keep it at 9? The Stranger's above it now. We feel good about the Stranger.
Sure.
We wanted the Stranger.
Read me
above
top
it.
10 again, right now.
Abbey
From
Road.
where we got it. Abbey Road.
Songs in the Key of Life.
Okay.
Pet Sounds.
Okay.
OK Computer.
Okay.
Rumors.
Okay.
Purple Rain.
Okay. Hold on. Whoa. So we've took Thriller. Really?
Gosh, I was struggling over there with that pen.
Yes. So Thriller goes down to 9.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm struggling with my hand. That's
Okay.
what it is.
My bad.
So Thriller's at number 9. So we've got Abbey Road, Songs in the Key of Life, Pet Sounds, OK Computer, Rumors.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain is at 6 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
We got To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar.
Is at 7.
We got The Stranger by
Okay.
Billy Joel.
So the new number 8 is The Stranger.
It's a bold one. That's one you won't find in many top 10s, but man. It's hard for me to...
I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. And honestly, I would argue The Stranger over any of these albums in the top 10. I would.
I can't over Abbey Road and OK Computer. I just can't.
I
Maybe
would.
the other ones, but Abbey Road and OK Computer, I just can't. I can't argue anything over Abbey Road, if I'm being honest with you. Just can't do it.
Buddy.
Okay, where were we at?
We were, Stranger was number 8.
And 9 is Thriller.
9 is Thriller.
10 is Nevermind.
10 is Nevermind by Nirvana.
11 is What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. 12 is Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. 13 is Revolver. So the Beatles are the only duplicate artist on here. We feel good about that. We think if there should be any duplicate art in the top 20, it's probably the Beatles. I mean, geez. I mean, come on. I mean, hell. 14, Rise and Fall, Ziggy Stardust.
Okay.
We feel good about 14. Should we move it down?
What's under 14?
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, Stankonia by Outkast, Blue by Joni Mitchell. You know what I'd almost do? Nah, that's crazy. I'm not gonna do that.
What is it?
I don't know.
What was you gonna say?
I was almost thinking about moving Metallica and Steely Dan up above a few of these.
I kind of would.
So let's move.
Here's the thing. I've heard in this top 20, I have heard every single album but 2. And that's What's Going On. I've heard some of it.
I've heard all these albums.
And I've never heard The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So I can't, in good conscience, move those 2 records. So if anybody's going to move those 2 records, that's you.
It'd have to be me.
Because you've heard them all the way through and I haven't. So I can't in good conscience, and I don't want to in good conscience, move those 2 records. So if you want to move those 2 records, you're more than welcome to move those 2. Does Miseducation of Lauryn Hill have that song No More Drama on it? Is that what I'm
that's
thinking?
Mary J. Blige.
That's Mary J. Blige. Okay.
This has like that.
See, I was 9 when that album came out, so it's like I just remember the music video for No More Drama. So and that just shows how much Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige is on a song on here, but yeah.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I remember that song was huge, man.
Let's see here. Okay, so we got Rise and Fall.
How in the world is Backstreet's Back not on this?
For good reasons. It ain't a top 100 album. The real question is, why isn't the Spice Girls' debut album on here? Is the real question.
Was it?
It should be on here.
Oh, I agree. Top 20.
I mean, 2 become 1. Love it. I'm almost not joking now.
If you want to be my lover.
I've given you everything. All the joy in me. Yes, I swear. Yes, I swear. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to change anything.
Okay.
Then. So we got Ziggy Stardust at 14, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill at 15, Stankonia by Outkast at 16, Blue by Joni Mitchell at 17, Remain in Light by Talking Heads at 18, Master of Puppets by Metallica at 19, and Asia by Steely Dan at 20.
Okay.
So we sprinkled in some of us in there. We sprinkled in a few.
I don't think so. We sprinkled in.
You'll always see Asia in the top 50 albums, but I rarely see it in the top 20. I rarely see Master of Puppets in the top 20. But we're doing it.
We sprinkled in albums that are talked about but never given the credit they deserve.
Sure.
That's the way I look at it.
Sure.
Especially with Stranger.
I mean, Master of Puppets, like I said, it has that 100 on Album of the Year, and Asia has a 99.
What does The Stranger have on Album of the Year?
It's gonna be lower than we want. I'll go ahead and tell you that much.
Well, people are dumb, so
let's look. Let's look. What the critics thought of The Stranger by Billy Joel on next week's episode. No.
Yeah.
And he's a good reviewed artist. Okay, The Stranger has an 87.
Okay, that's good.
That's higher than I expected. It should be in the 90s.
Yeah.
Like 52nd Street has a 70. That's crazy. 52nd Street should almost be a 90.
Dude, that's the thing. We could always go
back.
What
Turnstiles?
I would love
Turnstiles has an 80.
I would love to go back and revisit Billy Joel now. After we've gotten even more into him and kind of go album by album with him. I really would.
Sure.
Maybe that will be our some special episodes. We dissect every Billy Joel album.
Do we feel good about this top 20? So here's
bring it back one more time.
Here's some ones that are hovering around the top 20, and I'm not willing to let go of Steely Dan.
Okay.
So in order for one of these to go back in, we'd have to kick out something above it.
Okay, so these are the
ones hovering. We have the Joshua Tree by U2. We have Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. We have Born to Run. We have Folklore. We have Illmatic by Nas. We have The Chronic by Dr. Dre. And we have London Calling by The Clash. I mean, I'm personally cool with keeping all those out of the top 20.
Well, the good thing is that we can make a list. Keep that list because Nancy can make us a graphic, and then we can have the just missed the top 20 alternatives. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, all right. So are we locking in this list? Are we locking in?
I just really hope we're not missing anything. It's like, I don't think we are, though. I think we got a little bit of generic top 20 that you see in here. We got a little bit of spice in here. Mm-hmm.
Nancy! Oh, never mind. You're outside. Never mind.
Our top 20.
I just wanted to make sure that we hadn't missed anything, and you being our third little head can. Yeah, our third little talking head. How about that? Okay, Caleb, read off the top 20 and see if we've missed anything. No.
You want me to go to order from 20?
20 to number 1.
You could just show it to me.
No, the audience needs to hear our official.
Yeah, this is the official, unless we forgot something.
But now it's official, folks.
Yeah.
I know you've heard these a lot.
We're locking it in.
Unless
there's something we have absolutely forgot.
I don't think we have.
You never know. Go ahead.
As I want to say Elliott Smith should be in here, we're not.
Number 20.
Number 20, we have Asia by Steely Dan. Take that, Facebook.
Take that, Casey King.
Casey King's gonna love that.
I don't care. 19, we have 19. We have Master of Puppets by Metallica. 17, we have Blue by Joni Mitchell.
You skipped 18.
Oh yeah, 8. My bad. 18, we have Remain in Light by Joni Mitchell. No, I'm joking. By Talking Heads. By Talking Heads.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
By Talking Heads. At 17, we have Blue by Joni Mitchell. 16, Stankonia by Outkast. 15, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. 14, The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust by David Bowie. 13, Revolver by the Beatles. 12, Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. 11, What's Going On by Marvin Gaye. 10, Nevermind by Nirvana. 9, Thriller by Michael Jackson. 8, the one that moved up, The Stranger by Billy Joel. Yep, it's not a phase, Nancy. I'm aware now. 7 To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. Take that, Apple Music. What were you thinking?
They weren't.
That was a statement placement. Could it have went down a little lower? Sure, but this was a statement.
It's a statement.
It's the greatest hip hop album of all time to me. 6, we have Purple Rain by Prince. 5, Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. 4, OK Computer by Radiohead. 3, Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys. 2, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. And at number 1, We have
Abbey Road.
Bad Hair Day by Weird Al Yankovic.
You know what's funny is you fought for Thriller to be above Purple Rain, and now it's 4 spaces behind.
I think, truthfully, deep down, I feel like a part of me was mostly fighting for Off the Wall, but
Yeah. We almost took Thriller out and put Off the Wall in, but we knew the moment we put Off the Wall in, it would drastically drop because of the cultural significance and the critical.
It would drop probably below 13.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't say, but number 1 is Abbey Road.
Yeah, but number 1 is
not
Abbey
Weird
Road.
Al. That's the top 1.
Are we, in your mind, forgetting any huge albums? There you go.
Some people want to see a Led Zeppelin album or a Black Sabbath album on here.
I think a lot of
there was no Black Sabbath on Apple's top 100.
I
either.
think the only real argument that we might get, and it would be an okay argument to have, would be Van Halen 1. That's the only
I don't think it's
album
top 20,
that
though.
maybe not top 20, but
Also not on Apple's.
yeah, which was kind of.
And there was some stuff on there that I'm like I said, like that Bad Bunny album just came out last year, if I'm not mistaken. That was in the top 90 or something.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing it based on like very factual, like here's the numbers, here's this, like some kind of formula to calculate it, it's subjective anyway.
True.
I love numbers
That's true.
too. Yeah, if I did it by the numbers, this would be a much different list.
So guess what Caleb and I are going to do? We are starting a special podcast part. We might do it. Maybe we'll do it once a month. Maybe we'll do it once every other month. But we're going to dissect a Billy Joel album.
Hold on, did we say we were going to do that?
I did, and you said yeah. Okay.
I was not paying attention, I guess.
So
Dissect a Billy
we're going to
Joel
dissect
album.
a Billy Joel album.
Are you doing that just to prove to me that it's not a thing?
No, I'm looking at it from the perspective of
We don't got to. No, how about.
Does it have to be Billy
It
Joel?
can,
Why don't you
there could be one Billy Joel, but it can be like a
No.
different artist every
No.
Why
time.
don't you all do for
No.
the next year all the ones on your top 20?
You can listen to some albums you've never there's a couple on here you haven't listened to really.
Maybe we could.
Josh, find out how bad Josh hates them.
And he'll be like,
Josh will listen to all of To Pimp a Butterfly and be like, it's like, how in the hell?
How in the hell is this Caleb's
What is
top
this?
10 album?
It's pretty like experimental.
I still wanna do the Billy
and
Joel
jazzy.
thing. I still want to do the Billy Joel thing, but
So
we're doing the Billy Joel thing, damn it.
That
At
we
one
don't
point.
have a lot of in the top, at least in the top 10. We don't have a lot of like women representation in the top 10. Kind of sucks. Like Fleetwood Mac is really it. How many women do we have in the top? We have Fleetwood Mac. We have Lauryn Hill. We have Joni Mitchell.
Mm-hmm.
y'all just had to keep track.
Well, I'm sorry, she is not good enough.
I mean, it's not. It's okay, but but that's the thing, though. I know that it's not. I know there's not a lot of female representation and things like that, and it's not that we're overlooking female artists or anything like that. There are tons of great female artists. I mean, if I was making my personal top 20 or top 30, 50 albums, there's a lot of female artists I would have in there. There would be some Taylor Swift albums. There would be some Brandy Carlisle albums. There'd be Fleetwood Mac. There would be a lot of female representation in my personal top, probably even my personal top 20. I would put Firewatcher's Daughter without question in my top 20 albums of all time.
It's a known fact that every shoegaze band has at least one woman vocalist.
You would probably put a Wolf Alice album in your top 50.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, technically. Tina's the bass player.
I mean,
she does vocals and stuff. So
I'd have Kate Bush in here easily.
yeah, it's not anything.
I'm still debating it.
Yeah, it's not
Even
anything.
though we've already locked it in.
it's
We've already
not-
locked it in, but why? I'm gonna change it.
I mean, it's not anything of
Putting Kate Bush in here.
of us like misrepresenting people because we have a bias or anything like that. It's just these are the top 20 albums that we think are the top 20 greatest albums of all time.
Out of what we know.
You all are looking at historical, and historically, in most of the decades that your music is coming from for this list, men were getting more airtime.
Yeah,
that is true too.
They do have more albums proposed, so I guess by default.
So if
you know,
were
but like
doing modern, then you would have a lot more women because women now are a lot more in the mainstream than they were historically. Like
And-
with Fleetwood Mac, you've got Stevie, but it's because she's in a band full of men, and of course, Christine.
Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Christine's in Fleetwood Mac. You
if you
forgot
want-
about her.
If you want to see proper representation instead of Josh's yet again misogynistic list, look up my top 20 albums. Tons of women representation.
Hold on.
I'm joking, John. You know, I had to keep the running gag going from last year.
God.
Now I'm fine. I'm fine with this.
Caleb's a racist, by the way.
No, I'm. Why?
Okay.
Oh
You
my
want to
God.
call me misogynistic? Caleb's a racist.
Oh my God. Jeez.
We're both canceled now.
Goodness gracious.
Both canceled.
But yeah.
So misogynistic, he had to call me into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Disturbing lack of shoegaze.
Yeah,
on this
Nancy
list. I
just
cannot
needs to stay in the
abide.
kitchen, I guess.
This is our top
Sarcasm.
20. I'd almost be. I'd almost, because you know we have the people that listen to our albums every week. I mean our episode every week.
Mhm.
I'd almost, in order to market this, I'd almost put out our top 20 and tell people find out how we came to this conclusion.
Okay.
I'd almost do that with this one. Yeah.
Caleb will send you a list because we have the top 20 and we also have the almost made it.
Yeah. So we got 27 albums here. We could throw in 30. I'll throw in a Kate Bush album in here. Is there anything you want
How many
to throw
do we
in?
have?
27.
We'll revisit this. Let's keep it and revisit
I just
it.
meant for stuff that almost made it. Just for the hell of I'm putting up Kate Bush in there.
I would have to think on it.
So I can feel better about it.
But we'll revisit this in like 6 months to a year, and we'll see if our ideas have changed. Caleb,
Sure.
next week, what was number 20?
Was Asia by Steely Dan.
Guess what? Next week, we're talking Asia by Steely Dan. Strap in. An album that I maybe have heard one time in my whole life. We are going to talk and dissect Asia by Steely Dan next
not gonna
week
do that
because I have a
every
lot of
week.
trouble. No. Just we'll space them out.
space them
We'll
out.
space them out.
Till we get to number 1.
But next week,
Okay.
Asia by Steely Dan. I'm not going. I'll go ahead and tell you, I'm not going to listen to it on my Spotify because you ain't fucking up my Spotify.
That's not that. There's worse ways to screw up your Spotify
You are
than
not
listening to Asia.
You
by
are
Steely
not
Dan.
going to fuck up my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year.
Just for the record, this is Asia we're talking about here. One of the
I don't
greatest
give a
albums of all
fuck.
time. A
I
top
don't give a
20 album.
fuck. I don't give a fuck.
I think you could listen to any of these on your Spotify and it would be cool.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Well, the thing of it is like a lot of these I already do listen to on my Spotify, so it doesn't really matter, you know.
I don't know if Blue's on Spotify by Joni Mitchell.
I think it is.
Is it now?
I think she put
'Cause it
all
was-
of her stuff on Spotify.
'Cause there for a little bit.
Hold on.
She had nothing on Spotify. I had to listen to Blue on YouTube.
Blue. No, not Integrity Blues. Jesus Christ. Joni Mitchell.
She needs to pull it together if it's not on there. We'll have to go to YouTube.
Mitchell. Okay, Spotify right now is just saying, "Hey Josh, you want to look up something?" Haha, fuck you. Says I got no internet connection for some reason. Yeah, my Spotify's been acting weird, dude. Anyway, Caleb, where can people find us?
They can find us by typing in Chat From a Hat on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. And if you want to email us, you can email us at chatfromhatcast@gmail.com.
Blue is
It is on there now because it wasn't like
all of her.
Okay, it's on there now. Okay,
Yes.
Okay, good.
So, Caleb, next week we are going to talk about one of your favorite artists.
It's not even my favorite Steely Dan album, but I gotta
Doesn't matter.
recognize that it's what people assume is his best.
We are going to track by track.
Lucky for you, there's like 6 songs on this bad boy.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to dissect track by track Asia
Track by track.
by Steely Dan.
Okay.
All right.
I'd make an argument maybe only one skip, and I don't think it's a skip.
Okay. All right then.
There it is.
All right. So, folks, we will talk to you next week where we talk about Casey King's favorite band, Steely Dan.